Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for waiting for me. Thank you for still being there at 5 minutes past the time that I said I was going to be there. Going back to my first live, never apologise, but thank you instead for watching this. If you do, literally, when you have one of those mornings, right? And whatever you do, just something happens. Usually it's a hair thing with me because I've got hair that literally has a mind of its own. So depending on how it is, it never looks the same. Every day in, day out, it looks completely different. So I just have to look and think, okay, so what does hair want to do today? Okay, we'll go with that. So it looks different. It looks completely different every day. And it's big and it's curly and it's just immensely like 80s. So I like, I do try and kind of like tame it and move it around, but oh my goodness. So the topic of today, I guess could fit in quite well with our theme of how our environment's sort of shaking up at the moment. And we're in a constant time of change, aren't we? So our feelings, 1 minute you're getting back to normality and your kids are probably going to school, and then you're going back to work or having some sort of like familiarity again, and then it changes. And so your whole body goes through this like psychological craziness. Now all of a sudden you're having to adjust. So you go into like a contraction of a pivotal change, and it's happening so much that your body is under this kind of not attack, I would say that's quite extreme, but under an influence where it's taking on a new format, a new contraction, a new kind of like sense of self. Who am I now? What do I do now? Where do I go now? How do I look after my loved ones? How do I look after my children? How do I provide for everyone? How? So my gratitude to all of you for being consistent in your appreciation of self. There we go. Because it's in all of us. And I think we have the ability to stay consistently at ease if we desire to. So one thing that will happen at the moment is, you're having conversations. There's only a few people that we're actually like associating with. Let's say there's only a few individuals that we can actually be around at the moment. So that will have massive impact because we don't have the diversity of influence unless we're going online and participating in anything that is positive for us. So we're kind of like exposed to the new kind of laws and the new rules, which will make us feel at a pivotal point. Also, the limitation of a company that we keep will also be very pivotal in the way that we're feeling. So I think it's an opportunity for us to find out how we're showing up in our communities, how we are expressing ourselves. So when someone sees you, so this person that in your social bubble says, "How are you?" and you whatever's in your surface tension, whatever is in your expression of self will come straight out. And it's usually, well, no, that's a generalization, but whatever does come out, just notice the next time when you speak to someone and they ask you how you are, what comes up to the surface. And it's really quite revealing, because if you're in lack, if you're living at the furthest extreme of abundance in your life, you will talk about lack. You will talk about lack of power, lack of feeling good, lack of relationship, lack of money, lack of love, lack of work, which is so easy for us to do right now, because that equation is more is showing up more and more for all of us. So it's more and more pivotal. So our feelings, the way that we feel, is changing a lot. And so the sense of striving for something might feel even more aggressive because of the things that have been taken away from us. So when you're in a state of striving energetically, when you're pushing for something, well, a great analogy for me is when I first started doing yoga, my first attempts at yoga were to be the best yoga person on the mat because of my dance background, because of my ambition and my kind of desire for success. So I had no feeling at all. And I wasn't getting the result that I wanted. In fact, I hurt myself. So I think when you push for the thing that you're looking to achieve, you can actually find yourself in the nowhere zone, which is when someone says they're busy. Have you noticed how many people, even now we're in a lockdown, and even though we're not going very far, like a great security blanket for anyone to say to you when they say, "How are you?" is like, "God, I'm so busy." It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. But it's a great defense mechanism. It's a powerful mechanism for protection. So have a think about the next time someone asks you how you are, what you say. In order for us, I mean, when you're striving for something, you get into that feeling of striving, and what you tend to attract into your experience is more of the same. So you continue to strive. You continue to work hard. You continue to push. And the destination remains in the same place. You don't get there. It's like trying. Trying never achieves anything. So, and this might be really quite sort of like new to you. The experience might feel a bit awkward because you may have been, all your conditioning might have been, get out there, do it, push as hard as you can until you get it, and then enjoy the success. Whereas we're in a different age now. We're in an age where we get more information on how to do things. We're more empathic, so we're actually attending to other people's needs more. And we've been closed in, so we haven't got anywhere to go. And I think especially for people who have been working so hard at their jobs for so long, and all of a sudden are in a box, and their inner engineering, as Sadhguru would call it, your inner experience is going crazy. Like it's like putting a kangaroo in a cage, basically. Like, why am I here? What am I doing? How can I provide? How can I make things happen? How am I going to look after my children? How am I going to look after my parents? Where am I going to go? What's going to happen to me? Where am I going to get my income from? All these questions, which will make you stay in a state of anxiety, which will also cause depression, which will also cause you just to. So what I wish for you now is to take on a practice of thinking about, journaling about, meditating on, imagining, looking into, and finding feeling of what it would be like to be at your destination now, which might have changed. So let's say, for instance, it's a work thing, and you want to be your own boss. What is it gonna feel like to be now in control of your the way that you earn money? What is it going to feel like when you get that first paycheck? And if you've got like a goal on how much you want to earn, which is more than you have done in the past, because anything's possible once you get into the way you're manifesting, then set that goal and think about what that would feel like if you went to your bank and you saw it there. And it doesn't matter how much you've earned in the past. if it's like an extra £500 a month, think about that. But if if you want £1 million a month, then that's possible too. It's just what you believe that is possible, because you are possible. Anything you want is possible, and be creative. So it is about a time of like actually being more present. There's a book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle or Eckhart Tolle. Anything to do with being really present with what is. So accepting first, and then taking time to create your new reality. There's also another book by Dr. Joe Dispenza called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, which is one of my most favorite books. I've read it a few times. It just talks about changing your energetic state. Like the prefrontal cortex of your brain is the creative center of your future. And if you can change the dynamic of the way that you think, then you will change the way that you feel. You'll become a different vibration because you are pure energy, and you will attract in your desire. Oh, I can't believe I got that out in one sentence. So yes, get into the feeling of what your destination. This is why vision boards are great. And I mean, the guys probably think it's like a girl thing to do a vision board. Sit down on your phone and find the house you want to live in. Find the place that you want to go. Find the words that describe the feeling that you want to feel. Listen to the people that are talking about what you want to do. And it really is a different, because we are programmed. We've been programmed since we've been to school. Just a few more minutes and I'm going to go. We've been programmed to, school is not for entrepreneurs. School is for creating individuals to go out to work. So we're having to start again and rethink. This is an age of opportunity, without a doubt. So yeah, you're reconditioning, reprogramming, reassessing, reanalyzing. You're like born again if you want. And it can happen. It doesn't matter what number of years you've been here. Doesn't matter. And also that kind of like, I will be happy when I get my new car. I will be happy when I find my partner. I will be happy when I move to this place. I will be happy when this is sorted out. When all this is sorted out, I'll be okay. There's always going to be adversity somewhere, somehow, on some level. There's going to be adverse activity somewhere, somehow, and on some level. What we have control over is our inner experience. So yeah, go be happy. You know, if your family think you've gone nuts, then just ask them to join in and be nuts with you. You know, when you start to show up as your authentic self, and your authentic self is love and joy and happiness. And that is what we're supposed to be as human beings. We've just lost touch with those sensibilities because we're living in our 3D, you know, the heaviness, the weight of the world, whereas there is a way that we can recreate that lightness within us. So before I kind of confuse you, take a look at those books maybe, and if this is new to you, don't try and there's another book, The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Introduce something into your day every day that is medicinal to your well-being, and that's going to be my next live. So I'm going to talk about how well-being is a thing and how it's up to us now to master our well-being to go forward. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this has given you some tools that you can take away and use for yourself. And again, if you want any guidance on how to incorporate this into your new world or into your working world or for your family, then please let me know, because I'd be happy to help. yes, have a marvelous Tuesday, and go be busy. No, don't go be busy. Go and get your state of feeling that serves you well. That's what I mean. Namaste, everyone. Bye. I'm so funny.